In presence of an electrical charge, the noble gas neon emits a warm orange-red light. It is indeed among the most eye-catching forms of lighting. The brightness and life of the neon lamp is determined by the amount of current used to excite the gas. The standard neon lamp has a lamp current of less than 1 milliamp. Other applications of neon are gaseous conduction lamps, lightning arrestors, and lightning detectors. This gas is used in a number of applications including plasma tube lighting, high-voltage indicators, and low-voltage neon glow lamps. The first neon sign was constructed by George Claude. It was first shown at the Paris Motor Show in December 1910. This element was replaced in the 90s by LED modules. Neon is the second lightest noble gas after helium. It is also called the first element to form the true octet of electrons, which makes it not reacting with other substances. This element is not easily broken down into compounds, but it may perform a weak bond with a transition metal atom or fluorine. Neon has a low thermal and electrical conductivity and is a good choice for a cryogenic refrigerant. It has a greater refrigerating capacity per volume than liquefied helium. Neon has 40 times the cooling capacity of liquid helium, and its latent heat of vaporization is 3 times that of hydrogen. Its origins may be traced back to the dawn of the industrial revolutions. The history of neon goes back many centuries ago. In 1675, Jean Piccard discovered that barometric light was produced by static electricity. 200 years later, electrical discharge tubes became a legitimate source of light. The first commercial neon sign was lit in the year 1910. In the 1920s, neon was popular in Los Angeles. These signs required hundreds of tubes, thousands of switches, and miles of electrical cabling. Neon signs were all the rage among entrepreneurs in the early 20th century. They became the symbols of commerce and progress. They were seen on rooftops and business buildings, and people stopped to marvel at them. The story of neon begins with the discovery of noble gases. These gases were odorless, colorless, and nonmetallic. They were also unwilling to bond with other atoms. These gases were isolated by Scottish chemist Sir William Ramsay, who won a Nobel Prize for his work. These noble gases were later named xenon, argon, and krypton. During the late 19th century, gas neon was discovered, but it was not harnessed for commercial application until 1898. These gases were trapped in glass tubes, and the atoms were zapped with an electric current to produce a glow discharge. When an electrical current was passed through these tubes, the resulting neon light glowed rich orange and red. At the turn of the 20th century, neon was a game changer in the advertising industry. Advertisements were made with neon signs that were shaped like letters and hoardings. Neon is the 5th most abundant element in the universe and the 2nd lightest noble gas. It occurs in trace amounts in the Earth's atmosphere. Scientists have theorized that the presence of neon may be useful in determining the cosmic exposure ages of meteorites. Among the elements, the most abundant isotope of neon is the 20. This is generated by spallation reactions on aluminum or silicon. The higher neon 21 and 22 ratios are found in uranium-rich rocks. It is usually extracted from liquid air by fractional distillation. This element is not abundant in the Earth's atmosphere. Neon occurs in only 0.0018%. The atmosphere around the Earth contains trace quantities of it from time to time. In fact, it accounts for just 18 millionths of a part in our atmosphere. Neon is odorless and non-reactive substance. Even though, it must be used with extreme caution because it is readily digested through living beings and has been capable of bringing about both drowsiness as well as deaths. The solid-state structure of neon is a face-centered cubic crystal lattice. Several compounds of neon have been described, including clathrates, ionic molecules, and van der Waals forces. The Allen electronegativity scale ranks neon as the most electronegative element. This is based on atomic energy measurements and the perfect octet. Unlike other gases, neon does not form solid compounds. Due to the presence of this quality, it is an excellent option for a source of light. It is also devoid of any odor despite having a low density. Neon can also be formed into exotic compounds with halogens. Its atomic radius is 69 pm and atomic volume is 16.7 cubic centimeters per mole. The first ionization energy of neon is 2080.7 kilojoules per mole. Its second ionization energy is 3952.3 kilojoules per mole. Its heat capacity ratio is close to 1.66. The third ionization energy of neon is 6122 kilojoules per mole. Its ionization energy is the most efficient of all. That's because its liquid spectrum is the shortest of any element.